Hey guys, welcome back to Bohs Fan TV, and today we're doing the match preview for our game against Finn Harps in Ballybuffet tomorrow afternoon. I think we sunk to a nil low there on Sunday. Bumped out the cup by Shells 3-0. Uh, Gives me a bit of time to kind of reflect on it because I didn't really want to do a preview, or not a preview, sorry, a review. Because you can really kind of put what we saw into words. Really just a terrible performance from the same players every week, really letting us down. But that's the season over now, I guess, and we've just got to sort of coast through these last 7 games, and it's a shame, but it's how that's how it's been this season. It just hasn't been good enough, and yeah, it's just so disappointing. But there's been more news as well on potential new manager, potential player coming back. We'll talk about that a little later in the video, but just on the game, I don't really know what to expect from this game. It's not really one that I'm sure many Bohs fans have been kind of looking at and thinking, "Oh, I can't wait for that game." Because our season's essentially over now. We're going to finish mid-table, which is so just disappointing, and it it's not good enough at all. Um, you know, the biggest kind of game of the weekend is probably the women's playing against Shales in the FAO Cup semi final. So best luck to them. They just definitely put in more of a performance than what the lads did anyway. But um, yeah, Finn Harps bottom of the league. They've got something to play for. They're only a point behind the UCD, who are in ninth, which is a concerning thing because they have something to play for and we don't. We know what it's like going up there. They're so tough, physical. We say it all the time when we play Finn Harps, but that's the truth. They're going to be hard to break down. They've got a threat going forward as well. They've got goals. They have goals in them. They can pull something out of the bag. When they want to. We just haven't been at it lately. All season really. We've nothing to play for, and they're fighting for their lives. So that's a big concern. Certain players just keep letting us down. I don't really want to see them play ever again, really, not even in this game. But I'll go through my team. I haven't really thought about this much, so I'm just going off the cuff a little bit. But um, I'll go with John McCracken in goal. I don't think he's put much of a foot wrong, really. He's pulling off, yeah, he's pulling off good saves. So I'd probably keep him in goal. Left back, not a chance Wilson plays. Sorry, I just don't want to see him play. So I'd probably just put Burke left back. He's not much better, but hey, I don't want to see Wilson. Um, Two centre halves. We'll go Kelly, and I think I'm a bit. I feel a bit sorry for Josh Kerr. I don't think he really deserves to be dropped. Or he has been. Well, he didn't play last week, but I don't think he's deserved to be on the bench. He started off quite well. I'd probably put him back in the team for this game, so I go with Kelly and Kerr, so two centre halves. We haven't got much of a choice really at right back. It's probably either like Feely or Murphy or that Lawrence Dale fella. He was on loan from Union Berlin, but I'll probably go with Rory Feely. Midfield, Flores has to start. He was the only one who kind of showed a bit of something, I suppose, against Shells. He hit the post. Had the courage to come over to the supporters at the end of the game and then talk to them. Which was it's good to see. I guess it's good to see someone who has a little bit of balls, I suppose. But um, he has to start for me. James Clark as well, I think, is a player that has some sort of credibility in the bank. He's the only one who's kind of showed something, I suppose. He's the only one that we can kind of get excited about. So I'd probably put him in the midfield alongside Flores. I don't know. I don't think Addy Q deserved to be on the bench either against Shells. I do think he is trying a little bit. He's shown a bit more than those like McDay and O'Sullivan who have been terrible signings. So I'd probably put him as number 10. Um, I don't know really. I think Burt will probably have to start. He's the only one who's kind of shown something, I suppose. Um, him and Clark and you know, supposed to be players like Coot maybe are the only ones who can have a bit of credibility in the bank. Um, which he'll probably leave at the end of the season anyway, so he'll start anyway. Don't know who goes into the wing really. I don't really want to see someone like a Declan McDade. I thought Twardig did okay when he came on. So I'd probably play him. I think he mightn't be a brilliant player, but at least he works hard. And then I go with Ethan Varian up front. I do think he's also trying, but there's just some players in that team who just like sort of Sullivan, Wilson, McDade, who just aren't good enough. Carl Levinson as well. Players that were just constantly letting us down, which I just don't want to see them for the rest of the season, to be honest. Prediction for me, this has nil-nil written all over it. It's a game that we really don't care about. We've nothing to play for. Finn Harps are fighting with their lives, but they're struggling. They're bottom of the league for a reason. They haven't been good enough this season. They expect them to be a lot better, but Finn Harps, they can sneak something from somewhere. But I think this will be a nil-nil draw. Personally, I think it'll be a pretty boring game. Um, and yeah, that's that really. On to some other news. We heard a bit more about managerial choices and potential managers coming in during the week. There was an article put out in the Irish Sun and the Independent as well about potential managers. Pounder was one of them. Obviously, after the Rovers game, I would have thought, why not give it to Better for maybe till the end of the season or even on a permanent basis. But obviously, he's only got a UEFA B license, so I think that kind of reels him out unless we bring in someone who has a pro license or an A license who can be the assistant. I don't know if Trevor Crowley has a pro license or an A license, but I think that could be a potential option. Give it to Pender, then maybe someone can come in who's the assistant with an A license or a pro. Richard Dunn was one that was mentioned. I didn't expect to see his name linked with it. I think he commented on it as well. He was doing some punditry for Virgin Media last night. He basically said that he'd be interested. He said that if something was to come up, he'd be interested. I think it'd be a no for me personally. I know, listen, he's a big name in the sport, but he hasn't really got the experience. I think he has a pro license. I think he did that course this year. He did a bit of coaching in France. I think he was the Ireland under 16s assistant manager. 15-year-olds. You're going from coaching 15-year-olds to walking into a dressing room full of men. You know, um, it's probably a bit of a jump for him. But it was interesting to see his name linked. Vinny Pert was another one. That'd be a big no for me personally. I don't really rate him. I think he kind of got given that Dundalk job on the plate, really, didn't he? He didn't. He had a good squad. Stephen Kenny inherited that squad for a good few years, and then he kind of just took over and he won them the league, and then the seasons after that just weren't good enough. Yeah, he'd be a no for me. I don't really like him. Um, Sean O'Shea, another name that's been linked again. I hadn't heard of him until he was linked there yesterday. He was coaching in Dubai. He was the assistant manager at AIK in Sweden. You know, why not? I don't know an awful lot about him, but he has a decent enough CV. He's got a pro license. You know, I think him and Dunn and Pruitt seem to be kind of like the front runners. It's not a great shortlist. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting anyone amazing. But he's been linked as well. Again, I don't know an awful lot about him, but I think that's kind of the type of manager maybe we should be looking at, someone who's coached out abroad, who's maybe managed under 23s teams or whatever. He's been the assistant manager at AIK now. He was there. I think he left last year. He's back out coaching in Dubai, but what. I don't know. It's not a great shortlist, like I said. There's other names linked, like Dave Rogers, who apparently had an interview from what I heard, but I don't know what's happened with that. Jim McGuinness was a name I seen on Twitter. I don't know. Listen, he won an All Ireland with Donegal like 10, 11 years ago or something like that. But yeah, I think he actually has a pro license, but I don't know. Probably I don't, he wouldn't. I wouldn't give it to him personally. I don't even know who I want myself, to be honest. There's no real kind of there's no name that kind of springs to mind. I would have kind of liked maybe someone like a Dave Rogers, but I think that one's kind of died a death really. So yeah, yeah, we'll see what happens. I think they said that they want to appoint someone in within the next 3 weeks, so we'll see what happens. In that time, Keith Buckley is a name that has been linked already. You know, players potentially coming in for next season. Obviously, just it looks like he may be coming back for next year, which is good news. You know, we lacked a leader. We still lack leaders, even though we thought that we'd addressed that in the summer. We still seem to lack leaders. Um, so yeah, listen, I take Boko back with open arms. I think that was always going to happen. He's been out in Australia now for a year. He was probably going to do a year or two over there, then maybe come back and play football with Bohs or another League of Ireland club. But yeah, I'd be all for Boko coming back. We need someone in the middle of the park, who can break up play, who's a leader. We really lack someone like that. You know, him and Flowers in the middle would be a really good partnership. Um, so yeah, that'd be a good sign, and if we can get it over the line. Yeah. So that's where I'm going to end the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment down below your thoughts heading into tomorrow's game against Finn Harps. What your thoughts are on the managerial situation? Who would you give it to? Would you take Keith Buckley back? And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.